Today, I'll be showing you how to set up a conventionally wired POC, or point of connection. For our purposes, point of connection means a master valve and flow sensor. If you're setting up a POC which uses a POC decoder, please refer to the separate video labeled Discovering and Installing a Decoder POC. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, obviously, this is assuming that you have your master valve and flow sensor wired to the controller. You also need to know what type of master valve you have, normally open or normally closed, and what type and size flow sensor you have. For example, 2-inch plastic, 2-inch brass, 2-inch ultrasonic, etc. Okay, so today we will set up a POC that would use a normally closed master valve and a 2-inch brass flow sensor. So the first thing we're going to do is move down to the menu marked POCs. Then we go over to flow meter and master valve. And you'll see here that we have two selections on the left, terminal strip A and decoder 50829. Now, as I previously mentioned, we're not setting up a decoder today. The process is slightly different. So we're not going to set it up under that decoder. We're going to set it up under terminal strip A. It's also worth noting that if you have multiple controllers linked together, you'll see one for each controller. So for instance, you'd see if we had, let's say, 4 controllers, you'd see a terminal strip A, terminal strip B, terminal strip C, and terminal strip D. Basically, that just means that it is conventionally wired to the terminal strip in the controller, and the letter obviously designates the controller in the group, A, B, C, or D. Okay, so in this case, since we only have one controller, we're using terminal strip A. The first thing we're going to do is move over to the top. And if you want to name this POC, you certainly can. Just highlight the POC name, press select, and you will get a menu that allows you to name the POC accordingly. Once you've done that, you're going to come down and you're going to tell the controller what this is used for. So you're going to highlight and press select. And in this case, we're going to use it for irrigation. Your selections are not used, irrigation, or non-irrigation. You may have a point of connection that feeds a fountain or a lake, and that would be a non-irrigation POC. So we're using it for irrigation, and as I mentioned, we're going to select a normally closed master valve. Then we're going to move down, press select, and you're going to get a menu with all the different types of flow sensors. And there's quite a range that you have to choose from, ending with the ultrasonic flow sensors, reed switch type flow sensors, and then the standard conventional paddle wheel type flow sensors. In this case, I said we were going to do a 2-inch brass. So the FM2B, B standing for brass, is the size we want. There's also an FM2, which would be for a PVC or plastic style flow sensor. Okay, we've selected our 2B. And now the last thing we have to set up is this controller wired to and operating a pump? This is an important selection here because although you may have a pump on your project, most times nowadays, pumps are not directly wired to controllers. So if it's not wired to the controller, you want to make sure you have it selected as no. But if it is wired to the controller so that the controller tells the pump when to turn on, you change it to yes. In this case, we'll keep it at no. Once we have all of our selections input, we want to press the back button to leave that screen. Once you leave the screen, those selections have been accepted and you're ready to go. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.